We are talking Detroit Lions player news. We're going to talk about some of the players and what they talked about and, what they're going to bring to the Detroit Lions, what they're doing to help this team, good and the bad. We are talking about these players. So let's go ahead and get it started right now. I got a question for you. Will Brian Branch make the Pro Bowl in 2024? Why, if you believe so, and if you do not. Let's get into the Lions players news, and we're going to be starting here with Brian Branch and what he has been doing so far with the first year leap to the second year, and there's a lot of enthusiasm about Brian Branch and what he's going to bring to the Detroit Lions. The guy right now, we're noticing he's in the nickel corners. We've been practicing there. That's what he's primarily been doing OTAs and minicamp now. I expect it's going to continue in training camp, so he's probably going to be battling for that spot primarily, but he's also a safety. He can play linebacker as well. So when it comes to Brian Branch, it's just yet to see how they're going to use him in this season. We don't really know that right now. If that's going to be the case. We've seen what he did last year, 50 solo tackles, 1 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions, 13 pass defense. Really good. Really, really good. And the battle for safety and nickel corner is epic because Brian Branch is going to win. He's going to be primarily for one of them, and then he's going to play in other roles. But I think for the sophomore year, it's only going to go up. I think he's just going to continue to trend in the right direction because now he can kind of focus probably in one area a little bit more than the other. He's got 1 year in his belt, and then he can learn another position. And as the more he learns, the better it is for Brian Branch. He's been throwing a lot at him. And we look at the nickels where he's going against here. He's going against Amik Robertson. It's not really, I would say, Ennis Rakestraw is in there right now. He's not going to be the starter. Be Brian Branch or Amik Robertson is going to be who they look at and potentially of bringing up. So Brian Branch looked pretty good right now for OTAs and minicamp, and he should be good to go for this up-and-coming season. So I got a question for you. Will Brian Branch make the Pro Bowl? Why? Yes and no. Let's blow up the comment section. Let's get into Hendon Hooker and talking about what he has done in OTAs and minicamp. And Hendon Hooker has shown some promise, and he's shown some struggles as well. He is having a little bit of problems right now. It feels like it's his rookie year, and that's what he's doing. And we're seeing that actually Nate Sudfeld is having a better camp potentially right now. Now, people are going to freak out and say, oh my God, Hendon Hooker bust, all of that lovely negative stuff. But remember, I guess it's like his rookie year. He didn't play last year due to injury, and he's going from a different offense from Tennessee than what he is here in Detroit as a pro-style offense. He's holding on to the ball a little bit too long, but guess what? The more reps he gets, the better it's going to be for him going forward. He's got the strong arm, he's got the mobility, and I do think they'll have packages potentially, hopefully, for him in 2022. Yeah, he's battling it out right now for that number 2 quarterback spot. He's sitting there right now at QB2. But Nate Sudfeld's having a pretty good camp as well, kind of pushing him a little bit. Now, I do think that Hendon Hooker is going to be the Detroit Lions' backup quarterback. I do. You invested a third-round draft pick in him, and he's only going to get better. Nate Sudfeld is a veteran. He's been in the NFL for a long time. Hendon Hooker is like a rookie, so of course he's going to have the upper hand. But you can clearly tell when you look at Hendon Hooker what he brings. That is the ceiling is extremely high compared to other quarterbacks like a Nate Sudfeld. His is way up here. Nate Sudfeld is way down here. Once he slowly learns it, he'll be good to go. So I'm not stressing over Mr. Hendon Hooker. But I got a question for you. Will Hendon Hooker be QB2? Why? For yes and for no. Let's continue on here and talk about the Detroit Lions running back, Mr. Sion Vaki. Now, this player is intriguing to me because we drafted him in the later rounds, maybe for a backup role. But that's not the case. He has been doing great things at OTAs minicamp for both offense and special teams. He's going to be the starter for special teams. He'll be on special teams. He's the best right now in special teams right now. But what he's doing as a kind of a passer running back is epic. He's got great hands. He's making moves. He's making people miss. He's going to be utilized for the Lions this year. He's going to be used. Now, I did a comparison to Theo Riddick, a running back who we had years ago, who was more of a pass-catching running back. I'm not saying he's just going to do that. I'm saying that he has hands like that. He can still run the football. He's a thumper. So when you have a player like Sion Vaki, who is blown up in OTAs and minicamp, and you may not even expect him to potentially make the roster, it's a good diamond in the rough right here. Got a guy that could play both. And we're going to need Vaki. Understand this. There's going to be times where Jahmyr Gibbs is injured, right? There's going to be times. And I think he's more of a Jahmyr Gibbs replacement if there's an injury compared to a Craig Reynolds who's more of an all-around running back who can play in multiple times. But Sion Vaki makes sense for him to be more of the Jahmyr Gibbs backup. He's going to have opportunities, and it's going to be epic to see. It really is. And I'm super excited for what he's going to bring and, how well he's going to help this team out and what he's going to do. So that's just, it is what it is of what he's going to bring to this football team. So, again, I'm going to ask you a question. Will Hendon Hooker be QB2? Y for yes and for no. Let's get into the next player that I would like to speak about, and that is Jake Bates. The Lions released James Turner. Now, I have made this video after hearing about it. One of my other videos, I did not do that. But it is now Jake Bates versus Michael Badgley. That is what we have going on right now. So it is a two-headed race to see who is going to be the man. And Jake Bates has got a lot of momentum coming his way. He has a ton of momentum. UFL success, what he did, other teams wanted to get him, and his contract is nearly $2 million for 2 years. He was 17 for 22 in the UFL. He's got a gigantic leg, a kick of 64. This, right now, it's just going to be the funnest battles to watch in training camp because you got two guys, and Michael Badgley's a veteran who has built strength in his leg and has hit big kicks in training camp, who has been the Lions starter kicker for now multiple years, who's made field goals in the postseason of 50-plus yards. Michael Badgley was solid. He's not the best kicker in the world, doesn't have the biggest leg, but he's solid. Jake Bates, he's a little bit right now, we got to figure out his accuracy, but he's got a gigantic boot, and he can kick it a mile away. And no longer is James Turner on this. You can go ahead and X him out. He got released. So you got Michael Badgley and Jake Bates 50-50. Who is going to win the kicker position? That's what I got right now. 5-0-5-0. This is going to be a fun one to watch. Can Jake Bates, so this is the question. Can Jake Bates, we know what he did in game time for the UFO at Ford Field. Can he do that in the NFL? Can he do that in the preseason when you have a significant audience that's much higher? The NFL is much higher than UFL, even in the preseason. Can he do it? We'll see. That's to be seen. We know Michael Badgley can do it in the NFL level. We can see if Jake Bates can do it. So that's the biggest question. But I think that he has got a really, really bright future, whether it be with the Lions or somebody else. It's going to be a fun battle. And let the best men win. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Badgley. I want the best kicker because when you go into this NFL season, and we almost made the Super Bowl, we just need a guy who could be reliable. That is all. We need that. We get that. The Lions team roster is massively upgraded. So we're going to wait and see, but we're happy so far with what we see. So I got a question for you. Will Jake Bates be the Lions kicker to start week 1? If you believe so, put Y in the comment section. If you don't believe so, you think Michael Badgley is the kicker, put N. Let us know in the comments below. Next player on that I want to talk about here is the last player on my list, and I'm excited to talk about this player because he doesn't get the love probably that he should get, and that is DJ Reader. And we signed this guy, and a lot of people said, well, DJ Reader doesn't have sacks, doesn't hit the quarterback, doesn't this, doesn't that, because he is the nose tackle that's going to be stopping the run. That's his whole point, is stopping the run and picking up double teams. That's why we picked this gigantic of a man up, is his ability to have size. You look at the defensive room for DT, it's an upgrade from last year. Lee McNeil and DJ Reader, that's a great one, too. That's a really good. DJ Reader, and what makes Reader so good for the Lions is his ability to even help the young players out, like a Broderick Martin or a Lee McNeil, Levi Nwuzurike. He is a leader to help his teammates out. He wants to win, so he is going to put himself in that position to help teach and give some tips to the younger players that he has done over the years when he was with the Cincinnati Bengals. Just a high-quality player on the field, a high-quality player off the field, leader, intellect. He's going to make this team much, much better. Yeah, he's not the sack master. Who cares? It means nothing to me. Question for you, will DJ Reader make the Pro Bowl? If you believe so, put Y. If you do not believe so, put N. Let us know in the comments below. I think he has a chance, for sure. It's hard because of his position of being the run stuffer, right? He's not the guy that you're going to see the stats on, but he's a really good player. In the upcoming videos, we're dropping videos every single day, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors and the live show on Thursday. With that said, folks, adios.